Today I'm watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 7, Episode 16. In the previous episode we saw how the first Slayer was made. Buffy went back in time and they tried to basically recreate how they made the first Slayer by sending this demon heart, spirit into her to try and give her more power, which obviously she hated. They were able to bring her back through that portal, and she was able to see that there is a bunch of just those super vampires lined up, thousands and thousands and thousands of them, so that's terrifying. I imagine that's what's under the seal, and it's not looking good. Buffy was already, very much doubting that they would be able to make it through this, and I feel like that just fueled, her doubts even more. Chloe unfortunately passes away. The first got to her and convinced her to unalive herself, which was very sad, and Buffy gave this speech where she basically told everybody that they sucked, and yeah, it just was a bit of a flip-flop episode for me. She told Spike to go out and be horrible again, even though he has a soul now. We don't really know what Anya is doing, why she's still hanging around. Giles wasn't in the episode. Andrew was just in the kitchen making funnel cakes and maps on a board, and even though they know Willow's history with magic, again, they're asking her to do magic again because they need it. They need a powerful witch, which she is, but again, they know it's also a huge risk, but they keep just asking her to do it and then guilting her if she doesn't, volunteer. So it's definitely bittersweet with it being the last season. I really wanted to enjoy these last episodes, but I'm not sure where we're going, and the principal knows that Spike killed his mom. I don't think Spike knows, but I'm sure that will come up at some point. The principal is obviously being very suspicious of Spike and keeping a watchful eye on him. We also saw that violent activity is increasing at the school. Students are missing. People are getting into more fights. So yeah, things are definitely brewing in the background. They don't have a clear plan of how to kill this thing. They know how to kill the super vamp, but again, that took a long time to do and was not easy. And now if there's going to be thousands of them, I don't think these new recruits are going to be able to handle that at all. So yeah, I'm definitely worried about how they're going to figure this out. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any suggestions of TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And if you want to have a say in what movies or TV shows I watch, be sure to join Patreon. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. I thought maybe we were getting a flashback for a second, then I saw the Star Wars poster. Okay.
Oh, hello there, gentle viewers.
Is Andrew doing a Masterpiece Theater episode?
Come with me now, if you will, gentle viewers.
Who is he? What's happening?
Voyage of the mind.
Why are we breaking the fourth wall?
I like to call Buffy, Slayer of the Vampires.
Oh, I hate the way he said that. Stop! What are we doing?
Come on. Let's rejoin them now to see.
For God's sakes, Andrew, you've been in here for 30 minutes. What are you doing?
I thought he was recording himself pooping for a second.
And educating.
Well, why can't you just masturbate like the rest of us?
Okay, weird, ma'am. What?
That was great. I completely got you dusting that guy in film. Hey, why do vampires show up on video?
I told you I didn't want you doing that. It's distracting.
Yeah, why is he filming her?
A Slayer in action.
A nerd in pain. Would they like that? Because we could do that.
What?
But who's this video for? Who are they gonna show it to?
Triumph tinged with the bitterness for what's been lost in the struggle. It's a legacy for future generations.
If there are any.
Yeah, it seems like a risky time.
This is important. People don't always take that into account. I could bring that to you, absolutely.
And now she's on board, of course.
Explore the world of our story, shall we?
Oh, what is this?
Buffy lives in Sunnydale, California.
Oh, good, more drawings. The whiteboard, the big board.
There's a hellmouth underneath the high school. See,
It's an accurate drawing for sure.
door to the hellmouth. Due to some circumstances, it got opened up.
Due to him killing Jonathan, yeah. Whoops.
The vampire thing came out of it. It was just awful. It's awful.
These zoom ins for dramatic effect. Oh my god.
Very mobile for blind people. Is that all clear?
Again, like, why are we having an explainer video? Like, we all know this stuff already.
Intro later, the man who is the heart of the Slayer machine.
Yeah? The heart?
Everybody's so easily like, oh, my time to shine. Okay.
Probably not the unknown danger.
Look at this place. Damn girl's dorm is what it is.
And Spike won't show up.
Let's start from the top. You've already met Buffy.
Oh my gosh.
Heart and the face of an angel.
Stop. It's like a commercial for cereal. Oh.
Side will always win. Buffy and Spike.
Shirtless Spike. Okay.
Technically, as a vampire, he's room temperature.
Stop. These jokes are too much. And just Anya eating grapes.
Even from herself.
It feels like it's trying to be like the musical episode, but I just don't think it's having the same punch so far.
And it does help the girls with training. You know, viewing the tapes.
Come on. No one else thinks this is idiotic.
Or is it important?
I could see the training,
This is bothering you so much.
but again, like,
Time. Come on, someone has to agree with me, Spike.
are we promoting being a Slayer now?
Thing of me. Seems like a fine way to keep the boy busy.
You can see him on camera? Come on, people.
Supervillain. Thus, the validity of the Bronze State by Hugel equation at.
In no way was he ever in charge. With Jonathan and Warren, he was a lackey at best.
What'll it do to Buffy?
Make her super magnetic.
Wow, she won't be able to get out of her car. And not just another.
Could walk right by her and she wouldn't be able to stop us.
Unless we were wearing metal belt buckles, then we'd stick to her.
The goggles imprint on his
About
face.
this.
Wow, you're the best, Andrew. Yup, good looking and smart too. Yeah, wow.
I definitely did think we needed an Andrew POV, and like the way he sees himself is super cheesy, but definitely has its comedic moments. There's definitely some laughs.
Jonathan. Andrew. You boys like magic, don't you? Abracadabra.
I miss the magic shop. Are we doing Eclipse episode?
If at first you don't succeed,
Holy cats, here it comes again. I deflect thy power.
Andrew's just rewriting history. Oh my goodness.
with counterspell.
Thank you, little one. Thank you.
Little one, Andrew, stop.
Indeed, she was.
You're delusional, that's what is happening.
Uh-oh. Hey, Shy Girl.
Uh-oh. Oh, she's going invisible?
Oh.
Oh my. Just slapped a shy girl.
The mirror said I was fat. It said it.
Yeah, like all the supernatural stuff is just on overdrive. Like students are missing, the invisibility is back, fighting, like
All over?
Exactly.
So what's the worst that can happen?
stop.
Oh, I see you being amusing now with comical exaggeration.
Like Andrew pointing at the board.
Students feel like the teachers are out to get them. The chess club resents the French club for taking the activities room. And, well, everybody hates the cheerleaders.
She was a cheerleader.
On our hands. And a lot of other nasty stuff, too.
Like what?
Well, that guy exploded. The literal things.
Dawn is a typical American teenager, bubbly and sweet with a hunger for fun and a smile that lights up the room.
Is this the dating profile? What is he doing?
Here's something I think you're going to be interested in, gentle viewers. Look at the fine work Xander did on replacing that window sash.
What? Andrew. Oh, dear.
Apology.
Well, yes.
So you don't think it was the right thing to do?
Of course he doesn't think it was the right thing to do.
Well, this is going really well. Not awkward at all.
It wouldn't have worked.
But we still spark. And
Do they?
you get jealous of me.
I don't think they even talk. She got jealous of him when he went on the date with the demon, but she also slept with Spike, and I don't think Xander can get past that.
My face crawled out of that very hole. Makes me awfully nervous. What are you doing?
Now, have you ever really studied it? You know, gotten close?
Why is he? Yeah, you sure. Sir.
Willow,
I'd be careful with that.
never been.
Evil is what evil does, and I know what you're doing.
Oh, no.
You filthy whore.
What? What?
Robin, are you okay?
What was that?
What happened?
I think it was controlling you.
Don't touch the seal anymore. No touching.
We gotta get rid of this seal. We gotta shut it down before it starts affecting everyone.
I was like, it can't be the first. He's not dead, but...
Behind you.
Oh, right. Well, this better then?
He's like, let me try this. Take two. Let me try this again.
Do you still love me?
Yes. I still love you. I always will.
I don't think he's in love with him. Yeah, I think he'll always...
Well, it's nice to hear. I'm not gonna find anyone out there like you, am I?
Andrew's just spying on them now. Oh my gosh.
You were willing to stand up to danger even when your hands had no weapons. You were ready to protect me with your life.
He thinks he's writing like some soap opera here. Oh man. Or the seal's just gonna start summoning random students. That can't be good. Oh, frick, they gotta figure this out. Oh, great, now it's glowing. Enchanting. Fun.
Oh my god. Jesus. Did you have it again? I had it again. And that voice.
Okay, so they were clearly having a dream about the seal.
The memory's out.
Tell us about the seal.
But it tickles and I'm all tense. Can't I have a cool, refreshing Zima?
No Zima.
Is that a product placement? What?
It's off topic. It's gonna get relevant in a second because Jonathan's gonna go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
He's retelling the flashback in real life. Oh my gosh, this.
Living as gods.
We are gods, oh, we are gods.
This is what goes on in Andrew's mind. Oh my gosh, the togas. It feels like it should be in a Bewitched music video.
We live as gods.
Wait a second. Go back. What was that part again?
You mean this part?
We are as gods.
Oh my god, this episode is nuts. What is happening?
You didn't have any steak knives?
You put your old murder weapon in with our utensils?
I washed it.
Oh, well then it's fine. Well, I think it's safe to say that class is canceled.
Almost happened.
High school is now going, and they just rebuilt it, and it's already in disarray. Oh my god.
Nice way to run a school. There's gotta be kids injured in here.
Fires, graffiti. Yeah, this place is not making it. We just got it back.
These kids went nuts, didn't they?
No kidding.
They'll hear you.
Buffy, they're all the way down.
Oh! Cheese and rice.
Kids are getting stronger.
Oh god. Struck down before I achieve redemption.
Andrew's vlog. Oh my gosh. Oh, with the locker. Creative. Oh, and a hockey stick. Ooh, nice one.
Kill them. They're just students.
They'll live.
Your principal's beating the crap out of you with a locker door. Oh my god.
I was just...
No more.
But I just want the world to see what you do.
What I do is too important to show the world.
And also, like, to show who? Like,
What happened?
What? You stabbed Jonathan to death. What were you trying to do? Scratch his back from the front?
Stab him.
No, you can't do it.
What? Do it now.
This isn't right.
Stab him. Spill the blood.
yeah, he was yelling at Ghost Warren.
See, I'm a man trapped by circumstances into paying for a crime.
Oh my gosh, Andrew, no one feels sorry for you. He's just rewriting all kinds of memories.
The seal could have done anything to them. Go.
Okay, yep, they all chopped out their eyes. Well, this is getting real dark.
Well, well.
That was nice.
Certainly was.
Are these two getting back together?
It's too bad Buffy took Spike's chains down.
Oh, my.
It felt like a one more time.
I think maybe we're really over.
Yeah, these two don't need to get back together. Like, we're moving on.
Woodshop, I guess. It's nice to know they're paying attention in class.
Oh my gosh! Cheese and rice. He's got a stake and he's right next to Spike. Oh, shoot. That was too close. That was too close, man.
She's like a woman fighting for more than life. She fights like fighting is her life.
And Andrew is not helping at all, just standing there and watching. Oh my god.
Turns out the blood of the person that awoke it, you, different kind of deal. It reverses the whole thing.
Okay, so we can close it? Okay.
So this is my redemption at last. I buy back my bruised soul.
If he can close the seal forever.
Going to die. Girls. Maybe me. Probably you.
I mean, I didn't have much hope in him in the first place. I didn't think Buffy would be the one to kill him. But if his blood can stop it...
When your blood pours out, it might save the world. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean... If we gotta lose one of them...
I knew it wasn't. And I killed Jonathan.
Yep, you sure did, buddy.
This is what Jonathan felt.
Oh, is his tears what they need? Oh, okay. I didn't think Buffy was ever actually gonna kill him. She just wanted to make him cry. Okay, interesting.
Thanks.
Sorry, I had
So you weren't really gonna stab me, were you?
No, Buffy doesn't murder people. Of course not.
What if the tears didn't work?
It's a risk she was willing to take, obviously, and plus, we haven't really heard him apologize. Like, he's had a few moments, but he's always kind of played it off like it was Warren's fault. Are they going back to being regular students now? They seem very confused. So it's my first time watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer Season 7, Episode 16. I did not need an Andrew-focused episode. It could have been worse. I will give it that. It definitely could have been worse. His video camera documentary POV thing wasn't the worst. I could see what they were going for. I could see what they were trying to do. It felt like they were trying to capitalize again on like a musical episode or something like that, where you kind of break the fourth wall. And, you know, we had that grand introduction where he is, you know, talking to the camera and has this elaborate set, which of course is all in his head and isn't real. But for Andrew, it could have been worse. There was definitely some cheesy moments, like when they're in the field, this, you know, Sound of Music field situation where they're just singing we are gods in togas and their little harps. And yeah, again, like it definitely had its comedic moments. I laughed at a few points for sure. It's just, it felt like it was trying too hard, and I don't know that we needed an Andrew-focused episode. Obviously, we find out that his tears can close the seal, which was obviously very important, but again, for him to be the whole focus of the episode felt a bit forced, and he's just kind of been lingering in the background for so long, so I don't know why they now suddenly just gave him a whole episode. It's like when they used to just give Xander a random one-off episode, and now they've just given it to Jonathan, maybe just to prove why he's there, because he opened the seal and now his tears can close it. I don't hate that tie-in. I don't hate that that's how they pulled it together, and I'm sure he's just trying to make himself busy and make himself useful because he's just hanging around while everybody else is training to fight the end of the world. But I did like that by the end of the episode, you could feel how his character changed a little bit and got a little more serious, and I'm sure Buffy yelling at him had a lot to do with that, and, you know, saying like, these aren't stories, like this is real, and the way he would change, you know, the flashbacks and stuff and change history. And I didn't think Buffy was going to kill him. We know Buffy doesn't kill humans, but I think this episode made him face his own mortality a little bit more, and maybe he's just been using this humor to cover it up and doesn't want to, you know, deal with reality. And I think this episode was his dose of reality of like, this is serious, this is happening, you started this basically, and he's not really doing much to help fix it. Obviously, you know, Buffy made him cry, but still, it was just like the end when he's doing his vlog, you know, his last entry before he turns the camera off. I think he realized that he really could, you know, pass away from this. I don't know where Andrew's character is gonna go, but I can't see him living past this because he has 0 survival skills. And even when he was with the trio, Jonathan was always a smart one. Warren was, you know, the strategy. Andrew has always been the lackey, you know, doing this stuff. So, yeah, I don't have much hope for him surviving. Please, no spoilers. But I think in this episode, you could kind of see his character come to that realization that, like, okay, I might not make it out of this. And I think that really scared him. Like, Buffy threatening him obviously pulled that to the front, and we see him actually break down over killing Jonathan, and I'm sure he regrets it. Of course he does, but he's just, the way he portrays it, and clearly he's just lying to himself, was just not helping anybody. And so I'm glad they gave his character a chance to show that he was sorry. He obviously can't really redeem himself. This has happened, but with the tears used to close the seal, at least hopefully he can prevent future things. We saw the high school students go back to normal once the seal was closed. So I like, out of anything from this episode, they gave him that little character arc of, you know, realizing that, okay, this was a horrible thing, I shouldn't have done this. And, you know, he even says, like, he knew Warren wasn't there, like he knew he shouldn't be doing this, and he did it anyway. And, you know, his final entry of basically realizing that, you know, his time could be coming to an end. I love the movie within a movie concept. I think those are always fun. The documentary, his reasoning behind it when literally the world's gonna end. And again, Slayers don't usually promote themselves, and it's not really something you can apply for. You can't really be like, oh, that looks like a cool job, I want to be a Slayer. I could see like a training for the girls, like that made sense in that aspect, but yeah, it just felt like he needed something to do. So he's like, oh, I'll just start filming. And, you know, putting up the camera and spying on Xander and Anya and interviewing them. And it felt like he was just trying to take on this like director role and make his own like soap opera, and like watching them talk in the corner. And yeah, again, it definitely had its comedic moments, and maybe we needed that, you know, in this episode, a bit of a break before we go back to the chaos. But I would have never pictured this for a season 7. You know, we've got a handful of episodes left before we're done for good, and we have a Andrew POV story. It just felt like a little bit of filler, and again, definitely not the worst episode I've seen. It for sure had some moments, and it was kind of interesting to see how Andrew's brain worked, because obviously we only hear what he says, but the way he views himself obviously as this big hero, and everything happened with Jonathan. We have the flashback in Mexico, you know, when Warren shows up, Warren's complimenting him on how good he looks, and just, it showed the inner workings of Andrew's brain, which I don't know that we needed, but it was kind of interesting to learn more about that character. And yeah, again, like I said, at the end now, he's finally seems to be taking this seriously. Do I think in the next episode he's going to be, you know, training with the girls? No, of course not. But I think this made him reflect a little bit more, and obviously he realized, you know, that this could be over very soon. And I'm also curious now, if this seal is closed, are we done with the first? Like, the chaos of the high school, which I just felt so bad. You know, Xander had just rebuilt this high school, this huge construction project that took years. And now it's full of graffiti, and like, obviously they can clean that stuff up, but I was just like, man, they won't let this stand. They just constantly want to keep destroying the high school. Obviously it's, you know, on top of the Hellmouth as well, so that doesn't help things. And we find out that even just coming in contact with the seal causes you to be possessed by it, like we saw with the principal. The principal definitely tried to kill Spike, and luckily wasn't successful. Spike had his back to him, so didn't see it coming, literally. I feel like the principal's tension is starting to boil, and I'm worried as to where that's going to go. He could only throw so many snide comments, you know, Spike's way before it. We know the principal has killed vampires before, and obviously Spike's connection to his mom, I'm sure, is just going to come to a point before the season ends. We also had Anya and Xander sleep together in this episode, and I've seen it in shows before where it's the last season, they put couples back together who haven't been together in a long time just so that they can, you know, wrap it up, I guess, but it doesn't sound like they're getting back together, which I'm glad. I don't think they should be together. Andrew's interview with them just brought back stuff that they didn't want to talk about, and they did admit that they both still loved each other, but it doesn't feel like an in love. It feels like they care about each other, but not in the way that, a romantic dating relationship is. And after they slept together, I was worried. I was like, okay, these two are going to get back together. It just felt forced because they haven't even really talked. Like, there hasn't been a ton of scenes with just the two of them in a long time. And we know Anya was jealous when Xander went on that date, but I don't think Xander would be that jealous. Anya hasn't really tried to date anybody, so I guess we don't know. But yeah, I'm glad they've kind of mutually decided it's time to move on. Let's put this in the past. Xander still doesn't want to get married, and maybe Anya still had a little bit of hope that that's where that was going to go after all this time, that they would get back together, but they're just going in circles again. Like, I don't think that this needs to happen, and again, yeah, I just felt a bit forced. Still no Giles again in this episode, but I did like the flashbacks. We had them when they were in Mexico. We had the magic shop again. It was great to see that. And, when Willow was in her dark magic phase, and the way Jonathan's just rewriting history, and he's, deflecting all of her spells. And obviously in every version of himself, Andrew is the hero, and he's, nothing can stop him. He's the best looking. He's the champion every time. And yeah, it was just definitely cheesy to see the way that he's doing it. And I do think the actor who plays Andrew is doing a good job. Like, I think he's very convincing as this character. His character just happens to be annoying. That's all. Like, he could see the subtle things he was doing in his comedy, which were actually funny. Like when he's, filming himself and he's putting his hands on his knee and he just kind of like doesn't know what to do with his hands. And you could tell all those little subtle things make the performance funny. It's just, yeah, I think if it would have been any other character, it probably could have been pulled off, but it's just that it's coming from Andrew, a character that's just been hanging around, hasn't really been doing anything, and it feels like they didn't know what to do with him. So like, oh, let's throw him an episode, and what's the worst that could happen? Give him a camera, let him run around, film people. And again, that board where he was like, this is the Hellmouth, this is the high school, this is the first. And I get that he's explaining it to the people on camera, but he's also explaining it again to the audience. And I was like, why are you explaining things to me in season 7? Obviously, I'm not watching this as it airs live on TV. I'm watching it, years later after it's come out. So maybe they were trying for some season 7 Hail Mary where they wanted a new audience for season 7. I don't know. Because I'm trying to think of why they felt like they needed to re-explain all these things. Like even with the training, going to a vampire's nest, going to a bar, like doing all these things. I don't know if they were hoping that new people would pick the show up in the 7th season who hadn't been watching all along and needed this content. Maybe that was the logic behind it, because to me, I'm just like, why are you constantly reminding us what the Hellmouth is? Like, who is confused about this at this point? Why? Like, the first, we understand, like, I do love anytime we have drawings, though, because they're always so ridiculous, but I don't know why they keep needing to explain things to us, and the first isn't that complicated. It's the all evil of all time, ever. It's not some crazy scientific theory or, crazy mathematical equation. You just keep explaining over and over, and maybe viewership wasn't the greatest for this season, and people only watched every, 7th episode, so they needed that constant reminder. I'm not too sure, but yeah, as somebody who's seen all the episodes so far, it just feels so repetitive. Overall, I did enjoy the episode. I don't know that we need an Andrew-focused episode again. I think this was good. We got it done. His documentary POV style, interviewing everybody. And like I said, it definitely had its comedic moments. I was definitely laughing. And the, we are gods dancing in the field thing was funny. The flashbacks were great to see. And, the way Andrew is rewriting history. And I did genuinely like the way that we got to learn more about Andrew's character and kind of how his brain works, and showing how he genuinely views himself. And, at the end when he realizes his fate and he might not make it out of here. I have no idea what happens to him. Please no spoilers. But I think he's kind of now struggling with his own mortality and realizing that, okay, this is real. And he can't keep living in this fantasy world of stories. Like Buffy says, he has to, face the facts. And now that the seal is closed, I don't know what that means. If we're done with the first, how are they going to get out? Other than the Hellmouth, I guess they're gonna have to find something else. But yeah, I feel like that was a pretty big thing, considering that's been our access to the first this whole time, is the seal. So don't know where. And the bringers, of course, as we saw some of the students, you know, obviously in the high school have gone crazy. The principal tried to kill Spike. But with each episode, as we slowly get closer to that season finale, I still have no idea where we're going to go with this, and series finale as well. So yeah, I'm very curious to see where we're going to go. But thank you so much for sharing in this first time watching with me. If you have any other suggestions for TV shows you think I should watch, please comment below. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and check back often for more awesome content. I thought maybe we were getting a flashback for a second, then I saw the Star Wars poster. I thought he was recording himself pooping for a second. The goggles imprint on his face. He's like, let me try this. Take two. Let me try this again. Oh, great. Now it's glowing. Enchanting. He's retelling the flashback in real life. Your principal's beating the crap out of you with a locker door.